Welcome to In Focus tonight. Statistics show that in the past 3 years, hit and runs that cause injury or death are on a steady rise in parts of our area, including Baltimore City, Baltimore, and Anne Arundel counties.
But it is in Anne Arundel County where two fairly high-profile cases remain unsolved from 2013. You've heard about us talk about the hit and run of Pasadena teen Skylar Marion before. The year anniversary of his death has come and gone without closure for that family. But this summer will mark the grim anniversary for yet another Pasadena family. Last anyone saw of this brilliant smile was August 18th last year. That night is when her family knew something was wrong. Her phone was dead, no callbacks, no texts. First came the missing persons report the next day. Then a day later, someone did find Samantha Kreppel.
They couldn't verify it yet to the autopsy, but my son knew, my niece knew they were there. No, I knew.
A grandmother always knew that the body a passerby saw in the brush along the side of Bayside Beach Road in Pasadena was her granddaughter Samantha. Anne Arundel County police would determine Kreppel was struck in a hit and run. That was the cause of death, but why and who struck her still haunts this family.
I don't know how I can live with yourself.
How do you live with it?
Hard.
Hard because, like so many others, this hit and run remains unsolved. A tip in this case hasn't been called in months. How hard is it to solve these cases when you get further away from the accident?
The longer the time lapse, the more difficult it becomes.
Corporal Chuck Dalton has been actively working the Kreppel case since last August. Piecing together a shattered turn signal at the scene, he was able to determine police were looking for a 1981 to 1991 Mercedes 126 class type chassis, a break that only took police so far.
Initially, we had a lot of leads. There was a lot of follow-up investigations with different people associated with her. We've exhausted all those leads. We were getting some Crime Stoppers tips in the beginning and some different phone calls through communications. And we haven't received a tip in quite some time now.
It's the same case with some of the increasing amount of hit and runs in Anne Arundel County. Statistics show there's been an increase in hit and runs that cause injury or death in some of our areas in the past 3 years. Samantha's case is part of 2013 stats, which the state told us this week wouldn't be finalized until late this year. But anecdotally, police in Anne Arundel County feel the trend may continue. Is that frustrating for
It's extremely frustrating. I mean, I try to treat every case that I handle like it's my family member and give them the same service. And you can't give them any closure until you can solve it. And the hit and runs are even worse.
But the Kreppels are fighting back. Nearing the grim year anniversary of Samantha's death, the family is trying to kickstart memories. They've scheduled a fundraiser through a local Chick-fil-A in early August. Every sale accompanying this flyer earns 10% toward increasing the Crime Stoppers reward money. If morals or a conscience doesn't compel a tip, the family's thought is maybe more money will.
I have a bunch of her friends and family emails, and we're going to email them, and they're going to print them out and start passing them out to everybody. You know, who'll take one pretty much.
The goal is to sweeten the pot and generate something. Just some fact, memory, or piece of information. A thread for Corporal Dalton and police to pull and unravel the mystery of who hit and killed Samantha Kreppel in August 2013. Now, that fundraiser is scheduled for August 6th. The family is hoping to raise another $5,000 to tack on to the existing Crime Stoppers reward. If they raise even more money, they would like to donate that money to the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital in Memphis, Tennessee. The donation would be in Samantha's name because of her love to help and care for children.